Connecting the dots between food, exercise, and sleep can make a big difference for your health.
So if you can exercise and you can have a healthy nutrition program, I don't like to use the word diet, but if you have a healthy nutrition program, oftentimes that's just as effective as taking medication for high blood pressure, for high cholesterol, for diabetes, obviously for weight control. So there are so many benefits of lifestyle therapies.
Exercise and eating the right foods strengthens the immune system.
Want to avoid those donuts, go for an oatmeal that has whole grains with fiber that's going to last you through the morning.
Doctors recommend if you eat meat, make sure it's grass-fed, antibiotic-free, and hormone-free. It's also important to make sure you're getting enough fiber and vegetables into your diet.
At least 6 servings of vegetables a day, 2 or 3 servings of fruit, making sure that you're getting enough protein in your diet.
He also recommends patients get educated about what they're eating. Having a healthy diet also means having a healthy sleep schedule.
Sleep is really an important part of being healthy. During the night when you sleep, you make growth hormone. Growth hormone is necessary to build healthy skeletal muscle. So you can see how everything is connected. If you're not building healthy skeletal muscle, you really can't metabolize and burn your calories.
Nationally, the biggest problem within most Americans is trying to stay healthy. Part of the people's struggles to remain healthy include many different factors, the main contributing factor being lack of financial support, which distributes down to stress, time management, and eating disorders. Around our community here in Anaheim, many people suffer from diabetes or obesity, resulting from high consumption of unhealthy foods and lack of very little nutrient-rich foods.
How can people live healthier lives in Anaheim? People in Anaheim could live healthier lives by allowing themselves to get assistance from foundations that provide help for people in need who cannot afford to purchase healthier food options, such as a food pantry or an inexpensive healthy food organization. With the help of these foundations, people can have access to healthy food options that will allow them to live healthier lives. Another alternative for living a healthier lifestyle would be to proportion spending of money on food. Spending should be focused on simply just healthy foods that will benefit the health of one's family and oneself, because those tend to be more beneficial towards a healthier lifestyle. The need of a healthier lifestyle lies within the fact that living longer always tends to be a main priority of people, and not having the risk of dying due to living an unhealthy life. Living healthy allows for people to live without constant health checkups caused by an overconsumption of unhealthy food products or even the very minor consumption of healthy food options. I know although healthier food options tend to be more pricey, having money proportioned to them monthly could satisfy the cost of expensive, healthy food alternatives as opposed to junk food. The average American spends about $1,200 on junk food a year, which estimates that person is spending $100 on unhealthy food a month, which could easily be spent on a variety of nutrient-rich products that will benefit the person in the long run. These statistics relate to the average resident of Anaheim because the statistic accounts for all Americans. So in short, if Anaheim residents would set aside those $100 spent on unhealthy food options monthly, they would be able to purchase more beneficial food options or even reduce the cost of spending so much money on healthier food alternatives.
The key to success for eating healthy is saving money and saving time. We've known for a long time that cooking and being able to prepare your own meals is associated with eating a healthier diet. It's possible that people who eat healthier are most likely to spend more time preparing food. When you think about families where both parents are working, it's easy for them to grab fast food and bring it home to their families. It's a lot faster than preparing food. Processed foods are higher in calories, sugar, sodium, and saturated fat than natural foods, but prepackaged processed meals remain a popular choice for many consumers because they reduce the energy, time, and cooking skills needed to prepare food. Having items like boxed entrees and frozen dinners available at home can contribute to a poor diet, which led researchers from the University of Minnesota and Duke University to examine the reason why parents purchase prepackaged processed foods. Although the majority of parents surveyed as part of the study identified time saving as a reason for purchasing frozen dinners, nearly half of parents reported buying ready meals because their families really liked the meals. 1/3 chose processed foods because their children could prepare them, and more than 1/4 prefer the cost savings of frozen dinners. Because of the convenience and marketing and prepackaged processed meals, it's not entirely surprising that most parents buy frozen dinners to save time on preparation. Previous studies have shown a link between purchasing frozen dinners and the desire to save time. And the researchers also found a link between parents working more hours per week and choosing to purchase prepackaged processed meals. The result of the studies raised some concerns, namely that choosing prepackaged processed meals was linked to less fruit and vegetable availability, lower cooking self-efficiency, and meal planning skills.
In order to identify if lack of money is a factor to not staying healthy, we surveyed people outside of grocery stores and asked them about what was in their shopping carts. We were able to gather different information from various questions we asked. One particular area we focused on was what type of items they purchased. The customers were asked if they had purchased any vegetables or junk food. Most answered they had not purchased any vegetables, but were able to afford lots of junk food. Another question we asked was, did you purchase any protein-rich foods today, such as eggs, nuts, milk, and chicken? At least 90% of the people answered yes, and the other 10% said no. We asked for a reason as to why they didn't include these items in their shopping cart, and most of them said that it was not in their budget or did not necessarily care for these items.
The final question we asked was, do you have a balanced breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day? The answers to this question was directly split in the middle. 50% of people answered yes, that they were able to have all balanced meals, while the other 50% said no. The 50% that said yes said they were able to have all balanced meals because they were able to afford all the food they needed for their healthy diet, while the 50% that said no were not able to afford the healthy foods, nor did they have the time they needed to prepare their meals. We came to the conclusion that junk food is way cheaper than most healthy options, and junk food is also more eye-catching on purpose. People lack the financial resources to stay healthy here in Anaheim.
The correct definition for stress is a disorder and disturbance in the dynamic balance of all organisms. According to the National Library of Medicine, stress causes some hormones to induce appetite, such as cortisol, which increases the appetite for foods high in sugar and fat, which can create a caloric imbalance. The main result of a caloric imbalance is obesity, which carries short or long-term risks amongst adolescents. Here in Anaheim, our main stress components come from school and working on our own health. According to publichealthadvocacy.org, around 43.5% of students are overweight here in Anaheim, but this is also because we are one of the few cities with the highest rates of poverty. For our civic action, we didn't want to do anything that only the community here at Loera would see. Our group discovered that within the community of Anaheim, there was a high percentage of people, 43.5%, that suffer from poverty-struck households who cannot afford to maintain a steady incoming healthy food choice into their homes weekly, if not even monthly. From anorexia to obesity, various forms of similar disorders are also key contributing factors to unhealthy lifestyle choices in residents of Anaheim. We propose that with the support of Anaheim's community giving back to those in need in the form of monthly donations to the UCI mobile food pantries to purchase healthy foods. Those in need will get back on track to a healthier lifestyle, also of a firm foundation of healthy food coming into needed households. That monthly food pantries and excessive reminders to those poverty-struck homes about the upcoming food pantries. Our group, with the help of UCI, will be able to conquer the epic of financial issues restricting people from accessing the healthy foods options